Days before this election, a monumental and historic press conference took place where a bunch of Somali leaders here in Minnesota got up during a press conference and endorsed President Donald Trump. And this sent absolute ripples and a shock through the DFL here in Minnesota.
That's why you see all these people in this room were former Democrats. We were die-hard supporters. Republicans had no opportunity, no room to come and talk to us because we were loyal to the Democratic Party, but that party is no longer loyal to us and no longer loyal to this country.
This community cares about the economic issues and the inflation. With all these and a number of other issues, the community came together and fully is standing behind President Donald J. Trump.
Somalis are being hunted in Minnesota. Ethnic groups are being hunted in Dearborn, Michigan by ICE. They are deporting people. They're dragging them out of court. Somalis are scared to go outside of their homes, to go to work, to go about their daily lives. And I would just like to say to them and all of those people that are hurting, I told you so.
And the reason why is because he's a fighter. That's it. We like fighters. More importantly, the left left us. They left us. 33% of our kids at third grade cannot read at grade level. We went from the 6th to what, 19 now? In Minnesota in education? I mean, we are failing in every standard. 8th graders, 60% cannot do math at grade level. These are our kids. We talk about economic conditions here. Our conditions is horrible. We can't afford anything as working class and middle class people. Now, please understand this. We love our brothers and sisters who are Democrats, but you left us. And because the left left us, join the right, vote for Trump 2024.
Good people, today's video is about Black Americans reacting to the news that some Somali voters who proudly align themselves with MAGA, hoping for economic protection and favor, are now facing the same policies that MAGA has always pushed, including deportation. And black folks are saying one thing: you only get what you voted for, so don't cry. Many Black Americans are pointing out the irony that, how do you support a political movement that openly pushes anti-immigration policies, only to be shocked when those same policies land on your doorsteps? Somalis were warned, but they voted MAGA hoping for protection, and the platform didn't hide anything.
What would you say to the president if he were standing here right now?
Mr. President, we campaign for you. We have hope in you. We see hope in you. Please differentiate between good, bad, and evil.
That's a Somali immigrant who voted for President Trump in 2024, but now Trump is demonizing Somalis in America, specifically here in Minnesota.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country.
I got 5 children. My children are no garbage. I campaigned for the president in 2024. I actually went out and we reached 50 million people endorsing Trump 7 days before the election.
What drew you to the president?
Because we believed he was an agent of chaos. We couldn't afford anything back then. There was a fentanyl crisis. There was an issue of affordability. The living standards went down. Crime issues. These are 5 very important things to us. And we believe that Trump would be the solution to it. I've been a Republican for over 25 years. I'm not going to stop being a Republican. But what I do know is for a fact is we're getting killed out here because people are saying, we told you so.
Somalis are being hunted in Minnesota. Ethnic groups are being hunted in Dearborn, Michigan by ICE. They are deporting people. They're dragging them out of court. Somalis are scared to go outside of their homes, to go to work, to go about their daily lives. And I would just like to say to them and all of those people that are hurting, I told you so. I told you so. We told you so. You thought that because you don't like some of the things that the Democrats espouse or stand for, that you were going to vote Republican. The Republican Party has no place for minorities. It never has been. It never will be in the modern era. Okay? The same person that you supported and gave to and said, never Kamala, Donald Trump, his departments are now hunting you to deport you and your family members. And let me tell you something. I don't feel bad for you, and here is why. I've heard you say, oh, we're not black, we're Somali. Well, we are black. And we have been building a reputation and wealth in this country for a long time. There's 44 million of us that know how to navigate the system. We have power politically. We have power in almost all of the major industries in this country. And we told you guys how to vote. I don't agree with all of the things the Democrats do and say. America is not about that when you vote. America is about protecting you, your family, and your community. If you had voted Democratic, your Somali brothers and sisters would not be getting drug out by their foreheads in courts. You would not be getting hunted right now. Now, this goes for you guys as a lesson to learn how to vote in 2028, 2026, and beyond. Now, if you keep voting Republican, they're going to keep doing this to you. That's just the reality of it. And you see, nobody is coming to be your ally and defend you. Because guess what? You told us go F off. And you told never Kamala, anybody but Kamala. You got who you wanted. Now pay the price.
Thank you, Salman, and good morning again. My name is Faisal Deri, and we're here gathered today with the community leaders, business leaders, and youth leaders from the Somali community and from the Muslim community in Minnesota. And we're gathered here today to fully support and endorse President Trump and J.D. Vance. Some of the key issues of the community are the global wars, and we're for peace. Economic issues, family values and education are some of the critical issues that this community cares. On top of that, this community cares about the economic issues and the inflation.
We love our brothers and sisters who are Democrats, but you left us. And because the left left us, join the right, vote for Trump, 2024, vote for Joe Tureb, 2024, vote for Mazie Young in St. Paul, 2024, vote for Tad Jude in CD3, 2024, vote for Tom Emma, our lion, out of St. Cloud. Farhan is here and is endorsing him. And please go out and vote, because voting for Trump without soldiers is giving him a failure. So please vote. Again, for the school boards, we have a ton of people running who are in the school board from all over the state. And please go vote for the Republican Party this time. Thank you so much.
And here we are, a year and a month later. Donald Trump is calling them garbage. Donald Trump is saying that the country stinks. Donald Trump is calling them scammers, frauds, thieves. Donald Trump is saying he don't want them in the country. And Donald Trump is sending ICE to decimate their communities. And so now that they voted this man into office and Donald Trump has come out and said all of this, now this is what he's saying.
What would you say to the president if you were standing here right now?
Mr. President, we campaign for you. We have hope in you. We see hope in you. Please differentiate between good, bad, and evil.
That's a Somali immigrant who voted for President Trump in 2024, but now Trump is demonizing Somalis in America, specifically here in Minnesota.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country.
I got 5 children. My children are no garbage. I campaigned for the president in 2024. I actually went out and we reached 50 million people endorsing Trump 7 days before the election.
What drew you to the president?
Because we believed he was an agent of chaos. We couldn't afford anything back then. There was a fentanyl crisis. There was an issue of affordability. The living standards went down. Crime issues. These are 5 very important things to us. And we believe that Trump would be the solution to it. I've been a Republican for over 25 years. I'm not going to stop being a Republican. But what I do know is for a fact is we're getting killed out here because people are saying, we told you so.
I'm one of those people that are out here saying, we told you so. And me saying, I told you so, is not the reason why you're getting killed out there in those streets. The reason why you're getting killed out there in those streets is because you trusted a pedophile. You voted for a pedophile. You voted for a con man. You put that man into office knowing that he don't like you. Knowing that he's racist against you, knowing that in 2016, he tried to ban you from the country. You voted for him to put him in the office because you yourself said he was an agent of chaos. Oh yes, I picked up on that. You voted for him because he was an agent of chaos? Why would you vote to put an agent of chaos in office if you are concerned about family values? Why would you vote to put an agent of chaos in office if you're concerned about the crime rate? Why would you vote to put an agent of chaos in office if you're concerned about what's going on over in Gaza? Why would you vote to put an agent of chaos in office if you're concerned about family values and affordability? When an agent of chaos does only one thing, and that is to create chaos. I believe you sharing that little tidbit of information was you sharing too much. You want the United States to be in chaos. Why is that? Donald Trump calling you and the people in your community garbage, that is no shock to you. You know he is racist towards you. You know he doesn't want you in this country. You know all of this from 2016. You know Republicans don't want black people to have a happily ever after in this country. But yet in 2024, you told your community to go into the voting booth to vote for Donald Trump and the Republicans. Donald Trump, who you said, it came out of your mouth, is an agent of chaos. Who do you think he was going to be chaotic towards when you cast that vote? Did you foolishly think that he was only going to be chaotic towards black Americans in this country? Was that the promise as he was holding up mass deportation signs now? As he was saying out on the campaign trail that he was going to institute the largest mass deportations in history? That he was going to reinstitute the Muslim ban?
Hey, so correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think this went so well, but give me your opinion. This is what the Somali said in Minnesota before the election.
We love our brothers and sisters who are Democrats, but you left us. And because the left us, join the right, vote for Trump 2024.
Now, before you say not all Somalis in Minnesota felt this way and they voted in the opposite direction. Now, I say to that, you may be correct. However, I didn't see a counter narrative. I didn't see a counter protest. I didn't see a counter press conference that said, these people are fools. So when you leave information unchallenged, what will happen is some of the people who are in that community will believe that the people who were on this side, on the Donald Trump side, were right. And the result is
Somalians ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country.
Thank you, Salman, and good morning again. My name is Faisal Deri, and we're here gathered today with the community leaders, business leaders, and youth leaders from the Somali community and from the Muslim community in Minnesota. And we're gathered here today to fully support and endorse President Trump and J.D. Vance. Some of the key issues of the community are the global wars, and we're for peace. Economic issues, family values, and education are some of the critical issues that this community cares. On top of that, this community cares about the economic issues and the inflation. With all these and a number of other issues, the community came together and fully is standing behind President Donald J. Trump. Thank you so much, and God bless America.
We love our brothers and sisters who are Democrats, but you left us. And because the left left us, join the right, vote for Trump 2024, vote for George Rape 2024, vote for Maisie Young in St. Paul 2024, vote for Todd Jude in CD3 2024, vote for Tom Emma, our lion, out of St. Cloud. Farhan is here and is endorsing him. And please go out and vote, because voting for Trump without soldiers is giving him a failure. So please vote. Again, for the school boards, we have a ton of people running who are in the school board from all over the state. And please go vote for the Republican Party this time. Thank you so much.
So that's how it started. In 2024, the Somalian leaders, the community leaders, the Muslim leaders, the business leaders, the youth leaders, they all endorsed bone spurs. And then in that same conference, they encouraged everybody to not only vote for bone spurs, but to also vote for everybody down the ticket that could essentially give bone spurs the army he needed to make the changes that he was saying he was going to make. Now, the reason why they said they voted for bone spurs is because of the global wars. I'm assuming the situation over there with Is Not So Real and the people that they are taking out. So you guys heard that peace deal that went on over there, that wasn't really very much of a peace deal for those people, that's gone. And we're back to square one, essentially, with Is Not So Real attacking and striking that area. So what exactly did you gain from that vote? I wonder if you guys are protesting and speaking out against the Bone Spurs administration for literally doing absolutely nothing. It's not even being reported that I can see that he is even trying to talk to Yahoo to get him to stop brutalizing those people. There is no end to the brutalization of those people in sight. Biden was doing way more, and Kamala would have taken an even harder stance against Yahoo than Biden or Bone Spurs. But yet, you guys decided you were going to go with Bone Spurs, who had already said during the campaign that that area looked like good beachfront property. He also said that he would let Yahoo do whatever he wanted. He said that during the campaign. And you guys thought that he was going to do something about global wars. You also mentioned something about education. He dismantled the Department of Education. How'd that go for you? Economic issues. How about those price of eggs, huh? They're working out for you? They've come down, but literally everything else has gone up. Good job. Good job on that one. You got your price of eggs, but every other thing else that you buy has gone up. Family values. Wonderful. So child essayers are now the arbiters of family values now, huh? Is that what we're going with? I see. Got it. And inflation. That pretty much goes with economics. Fail. Epic fail. But you know what? Let's see if Bone Spurs is showing any type of loyalty for the fact that the Somalians in Minnesota decided to go against Kamala Harris. He said a whole host of other issues. I'm personally thinking that the issue that they had, one of the biggest issues that they just didn't say, was the fact that she was a woman. And women just can't have that much power, can they? I mean, in some communities, women aren't even allowed to drive. Not allowed to leave the house without a male escort, not allowed to speak their mind or have any semblance of independence. Are you sure that the host of other things you were talking about didn't have anything to do with the fact that there would be a woman president? You picked 2024 knowing exactly what Bone Spurs said that he was going to do to decide that you want to vote for the Republican male? Is that it? I'm just asking questions. I don't know for sure, but it seems kind of sus to me, because obviously if you had his back so much that you would vote against the first black woman president, for all your reasons, then he would return that favor and make sure to take care of your community, right? Let's see.
Somalians ripped off that state for billions of dollars, billions, every year, billions of dollars, and they contribute nothing. The welfare is like 88%. They contribute nothing. I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. And we're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage. Her friends are garbage. These aren't people that work. These aren't people that say, let's go, come on, let's make this place great. These are people that do nothing but complain. But when they come from hell and they complain and do nothing but bitch, we don't want them in our country. Let them go back to where they came from and fix it.
Now, Bone Spurs is talking about a scandal that happened with a handful of Somalians in the Minnesota area who stole close to $1 billion in federal aid funds during the pandemic. They were claiming that they were giving meals and services that they really weren't giving. And they had created fake invoices to try to cover their tracks when it came to those funds. And what they were stealing from were programs that were mainly geared toward children, like SNAP and Medicaid and other programs like that. Now, mind you, this was only about 5 or 6 Somalians who were running this scheme. And in no way is that a reflection on the entire Somali community. If we were doing that, then we would be side-eyeing every single white person that we saw, because they are by far the top contenders in these types of white-collar fraud crimes. But that's not going to stop Bone Spurs from letting 6 Somalians who defrauded the system bring down the entirety of the Somali community. But I guess that's something that these leaders didn't take into account. You may kowtow and bow down to a white supremacist racist, but they will always be a white supremacist racist, and they're never going to like you. As a proud member of the 92%, I would like to speak for all of us when I say, we told you so. Have the life you voted for.
How did the Democrats lose your vote?
Unfortunately, Kamala Harris and Mr. Biden turning America, the superpower, the greatest power, to third world country. Broken border, oppression.
Left Iraq in the 70s to come to America for democracy. Now you get here and you see the president was nearly assassinated 3 times. What were you thinking that day?
I never seen a president of United States was 3 times facing assassination and attempted 3 times in 3 months. Where are we? Are we in America? Come on.
A wise man once said, "Peace is the prize," and I stand before him today. As Arab Americans, we unite against the betrayal of those in power. Our families back home suffer, their cries for help echoing across borders, while the world remains silent. It is time to prioritize our nation's best interests and foster lasting peace for all. This current administration has failed miserably in all aspects of humanity. It is imperative that the Republican Party recognizes the contributions of Arab Americans. No longer will we tolerate the narrative of fake news that seeks to demonize our people. We are proud Americans enriching this nation with our hospitality, education, and hard work. From doctors to humanitarians and poets to politicians, we embody the spirit of resilience and progress. We look to a Trump presidency with hope, envisioning a time where peace flourishes.
Boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Have I told you guys that we're currently witnessing history right now? Okay, we are witnessing probably one of the greatest political comebacks that we've ever seen in this country's history, as President Trump is building a coalition that we've never seen before, at least when it comes to the Republican Party, right? The Republican presidential candidate, Trump, is essentially bringing Americans together in unity, not by race hustling and playing identity politics, but by understanding that, hey, as Americans, doesn't matter your race, your religion, your sex, who you like to sleep with, doesn't matter. We all have some common interests, mainly when it comes to the economy, when it comes to having a secure border, when it comes to national security. We all have common interests that bring us together as Americans, right? Fundamental values that we should all believe in. And that is what is happening here, as you have groups of people who normally support Democrats. They're coming out now and they're supporting Trump. They're saying, you know what? We're on the Trump train. We're going to ride with Trump because the Democrats have essentially left us behind. Okay. We've talked about the Arabs and the Muslims out in Michigan who have endorsed Trump. But now we have another group of Muslims, a surprise group that is coming out and endorsing Trump, which are the Minnesota Muslims, mainly the Somali community. Okay. They've come out and said that, you know what? We are also going to support Trump as well. Take a look.
Last year, Minnesota Somali leaders endorsed President Piggy because they thought that the Democratic Party had left them. And now President Piggy is saying what he truly thinks of the Somali leaders. I don't want to say F around and find out to this group of people, but they did. And it makes me angry that they believed his lies. I don't know how they saw his first term and then thought that they would be fine during his second term. I don't know how anyone thought that he wouldn't be worse than he was and more racist than he already was in his first term. Like everyone is saying, this was an open book test. We knew everything about this man, but we went to the voting booth and voted him in again. And there are some people out there who are now being more persecuted than others, but they saw it coming, and I'm angry about it, on their behalf and on ours.
Somali man said he voted for Trump. In my mind, that's like seeing poison, drink it, and not expect to die. I mean, how can you be an immigrant, especially immigrants of color, and support Donald Trump, who repeatedly told you that some immigrants are trash? He's only specifying immigrants of color and countries that he doesn't like. He's told you that Haiti, people from Haiti eat dogs. You know, these are things that Donald Trump said in the past, and he's been doing it since 2016 to 2020. So my question is, what's your inspiration inside your head as a person of color from East Africa, where they say a lot of wise people come from? Wise people come from East Africa. There's no wisdom in voting for Donald Trump. If you're an African immigrant of color, they do not like you. He said this repeatedly. He told you guys this. They don't like you. How can you support a person? Do you hate yourself that bad that you actually love people or like people who do not like you or support your community? Are you that self-hated? Are you that self-hated that you actually hold people in high regards who despise your very existence? Do you hate yourself that much? Where's your consciousness as a person of color from Africa? Apparently, a lot of you have none. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy that my descendants are from West Africa. Happy they are from West Africa, because this does not make no sense whatsoever to me. What's your motivation and inspiration to support Donald Trump? To the point where you go vote for him. What inspired you to do that? And look what he's doing to your people now. He's been this way. It's nothing new that he came up with last year. This is something new that Trump did. Trump's been this way. He been told you that. He don't like some people. He told you that. And you never have you ever heard him talk bad about immigrants or not of color? Have you ever heard him say something derogative or bad about an immigrant who is not of color? He only speaks down to use derogatory terms to describe immigrants and people of color. That's it. So where's your what motivated you and told you inside your head it's a good decision and choice? You had a choice between two candidates and you skipped Kamala Harris, right? And you voted for Donald Trump, a person of color, an immigrant. Do you think they like you? They don't like your existence. They do not like you. So all these people from Somalia or anywhere in the world you're from for that matter, as an immigrant and you're supporting Donald Trump, You need to go get checked, man, because something is seriously wrong with your ass. You can't be that self-hated. And forget the story about, well, his policies. Forget all that shit. Once you tell me you don't like me, I don't care what policy you have. Or it doesn't matter. As long as you tell me and my people that you do not like us, and we're shitty and we're this and we're that, there's no policy you have that can make me support you, ever. That's just the way I see it. Peace.
Most people understand why I said that's none of my business on my last video when it came to what Donald Trump said. But for those who are on my YouTube channel talking about why are you saying it's none of your business, it's not any of my business. I voted for Kamala Harris, and it looks like the population up there withheld their votes because of what was going on with Israel and Gaza. They withheld their votes, a lot of them. A lot of them voted for Harris, but a lot of them put their votes on Trump, and they withheld their votes from Harris. So that's why I say it's none of my business. Here's some pictures, though, because that's who they wanted in power, and that's who they got. It's none of my business.
Yo, what's going on in Minnesota? Somalis are showing up for Trump. First of all, I ain't even American. I'm Canadian, but I live in the UK, and I find this shit hilarious. Like, they're full out Trump fans. They got the posters, they got the hats. They're all out. You even got hijabis wearing the Trump hat, just chilling. You know what this is? This is Somalis basically seeing the Democratic Party and looking at them and saying that their values and ideals don't align with us. And they would rather align with somebody who even did a Muslim ban, who did a ban against Somalia and Somali people traveling to America. But I think it's because the Democratic Party have done such a damning job to their reputation that they feel like they have no choice but to go with Trump. Because as much as you guys want to laugh, the conservative values very much do align with some Islamic values, especially when it comes to a certain alphabet team. But yeah, you know what? I would love to hear from somebody in Minnesota who's a Somali that actually is a Trump fan. Let me know why you support Trump, because I'm just assuming. You guys need.
While we are bickering amongst ourselves, this is what's happening. Check out this video.
My biggest fear in life is that this man may never witness our full takeover. Yes, he may never witness that. He already witnessed our partial takeover, our little success in America.
They are literally saying it straight to our faces that they want to take over. And I'm sure our taxpayer dollars were paying for those braces of his. But besides the point is, we need to collectively get together because we all have the same core values that this should not be happening. And I'm sure we can all agree that this should not be happening in our country. But we are so divided, split up about, you're questioning things and people get mad if you question things, or you're questioning the questioner. And it's just a whole big ordeal here when we should actually be concentrating on this, what is happening right now in our country. That people are literally screaming in our faces. They want to take over and they don't like America, and death to America.
Welcome to my channel, and if you are new here, please subscribe. Online discussions across America and Africa are calling out a pattern of arrogance whereby some Somali community members publicly trying to distance themselves from black communities, claiming they were different, thinking proximity to the MAGA politics will shield them. So now, guess who is laughing and who is crying? Black Americans who have lived through decades of political shifts said, MAGA policies will hit immigrants first, minority communities next, but they didn't listen. So, if you vote for someone who built fences, don't be surprised when you are left outside. Many black commenters are calling out moments when Somali influencers or community members looked down on black Americans, dismissed their warnings, or acted like alignment with MAGA will elevate them. Now the tone is, you ignored our voices. Now you'll understand why we fight these policies over here in America. Reality has hit them so hard. MAGA is not choosing between Africans, Caribbeans, or Black Americans. Their policies don't have exemptions, and their immigration stance is the same for everyone. And Black Americans are reacting that Somalis thought they were the exemption, but now nobody is exempted. Black Americans are urging unity instead of division. People to stop fighting each other, stop competing for proximity to whiteness, stop believing political movement will protect you just because you distance yourself from other Black people. So the message is loud. We are stronger together, or we are all vulnerable separately. This whole situation is messy, emotional, and honestly a life lesson. Black Americans aren't celebrating, but they are saying they try to tell Somalis and Latinos, now maybe they will listen. Because at the end of the day, policy doesn't care about pride, ego, or separation. It affects everybody. Thank you for watching. This is Masiria.